There are people who are not especially stressed. They are not dealing with severe insomnia, yet their blood pressure continues to rise year after year. Slowly, quietly, and consistently, their waistline keeps expanding. They feel heavier than they used to. A few flights of stairs leave them out of breath. They get sleepy after meals, and when they wake up in the morning, they still don't feel refreshed. Their face looks puffier. Their whole system feels as though it's carrying an invisible weight. And the concerning part is that many people simply assume it's a normal part of getting older, so they continue overeating, eating too much salt, drinking alcohol regularly, moving less, staying up late, and allowing those burdens to build over time. Until one day, cholesterol starts climbing, signs of poor liver health begin to appear. Fluid retention becomes more noticeable, and blood pressure slowly starts moving upward, not overnight, but little by little, over many years. And that is what makes it dangerous, because many people focus only on lowering their blood pressure, when the real issue may be years of accumulated overload. In this video, you'll learn why one type of high blood pressure doesn't begin with stress. Instead, it often develops alongside visceral fat, fluid retention, poor liver health, and a system that gradually becomes less efficient over time. More importantly, we'll explore the foods, herbs, and natural habits that may help lighten that burden, support healthier circulation, and make blood pressure easier to manage over the long run. Many people believe high blood pressure only develops when life becomes too stressful. But there is another group entirely. For them, blood pressure doesn't rise because they're constantly under pressure. It rises because the system has been carrying too much for too long. These are often the people who begin noticing their clothes fit tighter than before. Their waist becomes harder to reduce. They no longer feel as light or energetic as they once did. Not because they're aging too quickly, but because things are gradually slowing down. From an Eastern wellness perspective, this is often seen as a long-standing pattern of stagnation. The system begins holding on to more while letting go of less. From a modern perspective, this is often when visceral fat, insulin resistance, elevated cholesterol, declining liver health, and ongoing fluid retention start placing extra strain on the circulatory system. What's interesting is that many people try to solve the problem by adding more supplements, more drinks, more things that are supposed to be healthy, when what they may actually need is less excess, less overload, less pressure on the system. And perhaps this is the most important realization. Some people are not truly low on energy. Their system has simply been carrying more than it can comfortably handle for years. If this sounds familiar, the question is not, how do I lower my blood pressure quickly? The question is, how do I reduce the strain I'm placing on my health every day? And that is where the right foods, the right herbs, and the right daily habits can become a powerful place to begin. Let's begin with one of the most commonly discussed options: celery, also known by its scientific name, Apium graveolens. It's a familiar vegetable, but it also appears frequently in dietary approaches designed to support healthy blood pressure and fluid balance. It may be particularly helpful for people who eat a lot of salty foods, experience mild swelling, wake up with facial puffiness, or often feel like they're holding onto excess fluid. Many people notice simple signs such as rings feeling tighter in the morning, sock marks lingering around the ankles, a puffier face after waking up, or a general feeling of heaviness and fluid retention. In Eastern wellness traditions, celery has long been used to support circulation and to help relieve feelings of stagnation. From a modern nutrition perspective, celery provides potassium along with a variety of plant compounds that are often included in dietary patterns associated with healthy blood pressure. When used appropriately, many people report feeling less bloated, less puffy, and more comfortable moving throughout the day. One reason this matters is that improving fluid balance may help reduce some of the extra workload placed on the circulatory system. And when that burden is reduced, blood pressure may become easier to manage as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. That is one reason celery continues to appear in many blood pressure supportive eating plans. A simple way to use it is about 200 to 300 grams of fresh celery per day. You can juice it, blend and strain it, or added to soups and other cooked dishes. If you have celery seeds, about 5 grams can be steeped in warm water and enjoyed as a tea. However, celery is generally a better fit for people showing signs of ongoing fluid retention. It should not be viewed as a solution for every type of high blood pressure. Sometimes the most important clues are surprisingly simple. Some people do not feel as though they have gained much weight, yet they constantly deal with puffiness, facial swelling, and the discomfort that comes with retaining excess fluid. That may be the body's way of asking for a little more attention. As the body begins holding on to more than it should, the liver often becomes one of the hardest working organs in the process. That is one reason green artichoke is mentioned so often in this group. Artichoke refers to the green variety, which is completely different from roselle or hibiscus. Artichoke is often discussed for people who show signs of reduced liver function, have elevated cholesterol, have eaten high-fat foods for many years, or frequently feel sluggish after meals. For some people, a single rich, greasy meal can leave them feeling bloated, mentally foggy, and low on energy for hours afterward. In traditional wellness practices, artichoke has long been valued for its mildly bitter nature and is often used to support both liver function and digestion after years of dietary excess. Artichoke contains naturally occurring compounds such as cynarin and polyphenols, which have attracted research interest for their potential role in supporting liver health, fat processing, and healthy cholesterol levels in some individuals. That is why artichoke is frequently included in programs focused on liver health, metabolic health, and helping the body recover from long periods of dietary overload. When it is a good fit, many people notice less bloating after meals, better mental clarity, and steadier energy throughout the day. As strain on the liver and digestive system gradually eases, some people also find that their blood pressure becomes easier to keep within a healthy range over time. Fresh artichoke can be simmered in water and enjoyed as a tea. If fresh flower heads are available, they can also be used in soups or slow-cooked dishes. However, if you begin noticing signs such as feeling colder than usual, reduced appetite, or increased fatigue, it may be best to avoid using it too strongly or continuously for extended periods. The liver does not always ask for attention through pain. Sometimes the earliest signs are much quieter, a slower recovery, less resilience, and finding it harder to bounce back from things that once felt effortless. And when the effects of years of overeating and dietary excess begin to catch up. Another herb that is often mentioned is hawthorn berry. Its scientific name includes species such as Crataegus monogina, Crataegus levigata, and other closely related Crataegus varieties. This fruit has been used for centuries in both Eastern herbal traditions and Western herbal medicine. Hawthorn is often discussed for people who regularly eat large meals, consume a lot of meat, frequently eat fried foods, and find that it takes longer than it used to feel good again after eating. A common pattern is feeling sleepy after meals, a lingering sense of heaviness in the stomach, and needing more time to recover after a large meal. In traditional Eastern wellness, hawthorn has long been used to support digestion and help ease feelings of fullness and stagnation after eating. It is often considered especially helpful for people who feel that their eating habits have not changed much, yet their digestion no longer works the way it once did. Hawthorn berries also contain flavonoids and polyphenols, which have attracted research interest for their potential role in supporting circulation, cardiovascular health, and the body's ability to adapt to long-term metabolic stress. And that highlights an important point. Heart health is about much more than a single blood pressure reading. It is also influenced by how we eat and how well we handle those choices day after day. As digestion becomes more comfortable, that lingering heaviness begins to fade. Many people find that supporting healthy blood pressure becomes easier as well. When hawthorn is a good fit, people often notice feeling lighter after meals, less post-meal drowsiness, and greater comfort throughout the day. For most people, 1 or 2 cups of hawthorn tea per day is plenty. And as with any herb, pay attention to how you respond, and let that guide how long you choose to use it. Along with the foods you eat and the herbs you choose, there is something much simpler, but it can make a big difference over time. Move your body every day. For this body pattern, the problem usually isn't that you don't have enough energy. It's that the body is no longer working as efficiently as it used to. The less you move, the easier it is for the body to hold on to fluid, gain excess weight, and feel heavy and sluggish. Even a 30-minute walk each day can be a powerful place to start, especially in the morning or after meals. Many people begin to notice less sleepiness after eating, easier movement, and steadier energy throughout the day. Movement does more than burn calories. It supports healthy circulation, helps maintain a healthier weight, and remains one of the most important daily habits for supporting healthy blood pressure. Another simple habit worth keeping is getting about 15 minutes of gentle morning sunlight each day. Morning sunlight helps support your natural body clock, better sleep, and long-term overall health. As sleep, daily movement, and your natural body rhythm gradually improve, cardiovascular health often becomes more stable over time. A body that is slowing down does not need to be pushed harder. It simply needs to return to its natural rhythm, one step at a time. But perhaps what matters even more than what you drink or which supplement you take is recognizing what's quietly working against your body every single day. Many people try different teas. They eat healthier. They take more supplements. Yet very little changes, not because they're missing one more remedy, but because the same habits keep pulling their body in the opposite direction. Sometimes recovery doesn't begin by adding something new. It begins by removing what's making things worse. The biggest habits to cut back on include sugary drinks, alcohol, deep-fried foods, late-night eating, fast food, ultra-processed foods, excess salt, added sugars, and refined carbohydrates. None of these usually cause problems overnight, but over months, and often years, they can gradually contribute to visceral fat, fatty liver, metabolic dysfunction, and blood pressure that slowly continues to rise. High blood pressure rarely comes from one bad decision. More often, it's the result of hundreds of small choices, repeated over time. If you often feel sleepy after meals, wake up feeling heavy, notice your waistline getting larger, or become short of breath doing things that once felt easy, your body may not need more stimulation. It may simply need less burden. Because sometimes recovery doesn't begin with finding another solution. It begins by giving your body the chance to recover and work the way it was meant to. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow this series. In the next videos, we'll explore why the very same food, herbal tea, or natural remedy may help one person, but not another. Thank you for spending this time with me. And remember, caring for your body isn't about doing more. It's about understanding what your body truly needs. Understand your body, eat well, live naturally.